you doing here?
No, it's Lucy and Ted's baby. Ted had a little accident water skiing, and Lucy's taking him to the hospital.
Now, we cannot have a baby in this house. My sister's coming.
Does she eat them?
I have cleaned this house from top to bottom. I have killed myself for 2 days now. Babies make a mess.
In diapers.
I got it in my hair. It was hitting me like pellets. I got a piece of rice in my eye. She could have put my eye out. Well, I never had food like that in my life. Now, I spent a summer in Italy 4 years ago. I never ate this well. Of course, I never ate. Who had the time or the energy, if you get my drift?
Ma, will you knock it off? What? We've been washing glasses for 10 minutes. We finished 3.
So what's the last minute? So we'll take short, bald, fat. I'm sorry, Sophia, but I've already pawned Rose off on his fat friend. He's a lighting director. Blanche, I've never been out with a fat lighting director. What do we talk about? How should I know, honey? Talk about light bulbs. That's a good idea. Sophia, the things you say, she didn't mean that, Blanche. Of course I mean it. Look at her, my cab driver would fall in love. Can I get something to eat, or is the fancy man in the kitchen? The way she talks. She can't help it. Oh. This is so sad. We were all so lonely, and then by a miracle we found...
Was you do that, I don't mind at all.
Sure, Rose. Set a place at the table.
Well, hi! What happened? Oh, we had the nicest time. We went to Joe's. You ever been to Joe's? Yes, what happened? I had the stone crabs. I've never had stone crabs. You ever had stone crabs?
Yes, Blanche. Just tell us.
Oh, well, I was just so relieved.
Confused. He got lucky, and they now live on Maui. Oh, it's really wonderful. A 65-year-old man with gout learning to windsurf. I hope...
From the second he stepped out on the stage, I don't know, something happened.
You fainted, that's what happened. I spent the rest of the evening in the ladies' room trying to revive you. It wasn't until a couple years later that I got another chance to see Sinatra. Stan bought tickets for my birthday, but 2 weeks before the concert, he...
Well, between my partners and me, we see quite a few.
Oh, it's a partnership. Have you ever met Dr. Scholl? Let's get to the point. Dennis, what do you take home a week?
It's all right. I understand. Sophia,
I turned out that my instincts were right. Norman Bates is scarier than my mother-in-law. And a much better dresser.
Oh, I never should have watched it either. It always upsets me, especially that shower scene. But it's the reason I prefer not to shower alone.
We could do both jobs at the same time, but everyone hated Minky. Well, he seemed to take great pleasure in giving other people pain. They hated him so much that nobody ever went to the dentist or the library. In 1938, you could tell if someone was from St. Olaf. They were illiterate and they had teeth that looked like Indian coal.
Think I'm gonna find someone down in the center to do that with?
When's your friend Jean coming?
Oh, she called. She's on her way from the airport.
Oh, I hope she has a good time while she's here. I remember how tough it was for me the first year after Charlie died.
Well, she says she's getting better every day.
How long were Jean and Pat married?
Oh, they were together about 8 years.
Coming from the airport any minute. Oh my God, that's him.
Oh, how does the dressing room look?
Oh, who cares? How do I look?
Welcome, Mr. Ma.
Thanks, Dorothy.
Give me those. What are you doing here?
I had an hour to kill before work. I thought I'd swing by to meet Mr. Hollywood.
Your foundation?
Yes, Dorothy, you know that's the man who built the Fjord Bjelken.
Henry Fjord was a saint. He dedicated his whole life to eliminating pond scum from Lake St. Olaf. His son, however, was a big disappointment. Henry,
Sweet Virginia. Now what do you want?
What is it with you? You just step on any kind of tender moment.
Oh, tender moment, my foot. All my life you've taken everything that ever meant anything to me.
What did I take? A couple of cashmere sweaters and a poodle skirt?
And what are you serving for dessert, Blanche? Penicillin? I'll do it my own way.
If you do it your way, you better use Jane Fonda's body. Otherwise, it'll be just the four of us for dinner. How's this dress look on me? What's the difference? In half an hour, it'll be crumpled on the floor next to an empty bottle of Jack Daniels. Blanche, I want to ask you a question. Who was the president married to? Nancy Reagan. Of course, the thin one he helps out of the helicopter. This idiot thinks he's married to Broderick Crawford.
Back so soon.
The best possible thing has happened. I still have both my kidneys and my sister's fine.
Blanche, how is that possible?
They couldn't use my kidney. My blood vessels were too small. But of course they're too small. I've always been very petite.
Blanche, Virginia. This is the prettiest outfit I own. Then you tell me I don't look very good in it. Now, which one is the truth?
Both. Look on the bright side, honey. How often do you get out of your robe on the weekends?
I finished loading the cartons into the car.
Oh, thank you, Daisy, darling.
You know, it's very sweet of you to give up your Saturday because you're a slut.
Oh, slut!
Don't repeat everything I say.
Don't repeat everything you say. I'm not repeating everything you say.
You just did.
I did not. Nothing you say is worth repeating.
You, Blanche, are an amoral, backstabbing, self-centered Jezebel. And I am very glad that this happened because now I know really what kind of person you are.
San Quentin. 15 years I spent in that stinking hole. I saw violence, I saw despair, I saw Johnny Cash 8 times.
Well, I guess that concludes the interview, unless there are any questions. I think I got chapter 7 and 9 mixed up. This watch is broken.
Ma, Stan gave me that watch when we got married.
Well, the marriage never worked. Why should the watch? He is gorgeous, isn't he, girl? There's not a woman at the museum who hasn't been after him from the day he arrived.
Oh, women can be so silly. They think because you are an artist, you must also be a great lover. They think because you are...
Unless she really cares, take it from me. And I happen to like you.
My life stinks.
I know. Things are tough at home, and that really does stink. But you have a choice. You can tough it out, or you can let it beat you. But right now you're here, and this doesn't... Oh, no, what is the occasion?
There's no occasion. I just know it's your favorite. I'll get it.
Come on, Ma, this takes 12 hours to make. Now, what do you want?
Nothing. And it takes 16.
Ma, the only time you make lasagna al forno is for funerals and favors. Now, you're not wearing black, so what do you want? Ma, what are you doing?
Losing? It's strip poker.
That's it. Game's over.
Who do you think you are, Donald Trump? You don't own this casino. She's always telling me what to do.
but then who wouldn't? He's sensitive, he's caring, and he thinks I'm neater than hard salami.
Did he actually tell you that, Lily?
I shouldn't have repeated it. It was said in a moment of...
I get those antique silver earrings that you never let me borrow.
You're on.
Now, come on, Blanche.
Blanche, do you want to have a side bet with me?
Well, I would, Rose, but everything you own is so damn ugly. Oh, I can't wait to whip your butt.
What's happening? They are resorting to cheap tricks because they know we're better than they are. Now, honey, all we have to do to win is just stay cool, calm, and collected.
Right. Oh, did you find a ball that's comfortable, Mom?
What did you call her?
Mars. My husband was a fan. Not of the cigars, the boxes. We used to keep all our fine cutlery in one.
Blanche was right. She said you were incorrigible.
I guess I deserve it. I always say she's a cheap slut. Maybe we better be going.
Yes.
I want to go give him a call. Oh, gosh, she's really a character. She's also a cheap slut.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
Hey, you're not even going to ask what's wrong?
What's wrong, Ma?
I got 3 days to live.
Fine, Ma. I'll scratch the Bengay off the grocery list.
I can't believe you're so insensitive.
Sleeps only in the daytime.
I know, and then at sunset she makes a big pot of coffee and sits up all night with that gun. It's better than having that dog. As long as she doesn't wet the floor.
But I just don't know what I'd do if I retired. No problems to solve, no challenges. I'd be afraid my mind would go soft.
Don't even talk that way, Rose. That's crazy talk.
It sure would be nice to have some investments to fall back on, though. Here we are not eating chocolate cake, which we obviously adore, because we want to stay very thin and then drop dead. That's nuts.
But we might be thin and stay alive.
But not forever, Rose. We're not going to stay alive forever. That's Dorothy's point. And when you're going to die...
Because, she didn't want to gain weight. And then after lunch, she walked out of the restaurant and a gargoyle fell off the building, hit her on the head, and killed her. Oh, no. I mean, look at what her last meal was.
That is tragic.
Left me. What? Chrissy left me for a younger man.
Younger than Chrissy? Where did she meet him? Camp Snoopy?
I didn't want to say anything. What the hell?
I've decided the best thing for me is to go to a sperm bank and get artificially inseminated.
Why would you do something like this just to hurt me?
Mama, try to understand. I can't pass a carriage without looking in.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Blanche, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Oh, goodness, I better sit down. Dorothy just said she had bad news. Oh, well, since you got here first, you're going to tell
No,
her
you
that.
go ahead.
No, really.
No, look, I insist.
That's a great idea. I love what you made the last time. What was it called? Gherkinflunken?
Oh, no, that was my uncle. The owner of St. Olave's most famous haberdashery. He came up with the slogan, "You don't have to be Amish to look Amish." Mr. Big.
I know that guy. That's just a stage name.
Ma, I don't like this new crowd that you're hanging out with. Now, why are you with these people?
May I remind you, Dorothy, that moose didn't just raise little Yemeni. He put him through medical school.
Why were you dating Buzz at the same time as Charlie?
Because I didn't know which one I liked better. They were so different. Charlie liked to do all the... Meanwhile, Charlie and I got closer. You know what happened after that.
Well, did Buzz ever get married?
No, he just traveled the world playing his music.
So, how did you finally get over Buzz?
I never really did entirely. To this day, whenever I see a man drop his pants, some little part of me wants to go, woo!
Dr. Jonathan Newman. Dr. Newman, this is my mother, Sophia.
Nice to meet you, Sophia.
Nice to meet you, too. I hope this doesn't sound rude. But I've just gotten back from a long trip and I'm very tired. If you'll excuse me.
Of course, nice to have met you.
Likewise. Dorothy.
And it started making a wheezing, coughing, rattling kind of a sound every time it goes up a hill.
Uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Those are the sounds Tony Triano made the night they wheeled him out of the home on a gurney. That car is in terrific condition. All right, sometimes it's a little hard to turn over in the morning. Tony Triano, my fault. I read to her as a child.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to the library in a few minutes. You want to come?
The library? That's a great idea. I just love libraries.
You do?
Oh, I've loved books since I was a child. Although I certainly did grow up around some ignorant people. Do you know what horrible thing the folks in my neck of...
It was an accident. A delicious accident.
Well, Ma, I just can't do it now. I'm going to be teaching that honors program class, and it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have students who know that Chekhov is a brilliant Russian playwright, not the guy who was the navigator on the Enterprise. He's the guy who stood me up for my senior prom.
Oh, Dorothy, I had no idea you were stood up for your prom. Oh, that's awful. I figured you didn't go, but to be stood up.
No, John Noretti was... Look who's calling the vase Ming.
There's just one hitch. I need 3 more people to get the group rate at the hotel. I thought hotels always gave you the group rate.
Yes, sweetheart, but this is for the whole night.
Well, then why not tease him about his taste in friends?
Oh, that must be Jerry now. Now remember the roast. I really want to nail him. So keep your eyes peeled for any oddities or quirks.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
Back in Dog Patch.
Do you approve of what Lucy did?
No, but I am not passing judgment. Honey, things are very different these days. Now, she seems like a level-headed girl, and who knows, maybe she did fall in love.
That's right, Rose. She doesn't do this sort of thing all the time.
Sophia, do you didn't tell on him, he wouldn't tell on me. So I went home.
Well, did he keep your secret?
Till the day he died, which was 2 days later. Emmett found Millie and the Reverend skinny dipping in the church's fountain.
Popularity contest. Well, I have news for you. Today, your worst nightmare happens. Today, I make you look bad.
You hate me because I'm beautiful, don't you?
There's a man leaving in 10 minutes. Be under him.
Associate producer quit. So now I am the new associate producer of the Wake Up Miami show. They even gave me a nameplate for my desk.
Harold Goldstein, associate producer.
Isn't it exciting?
Oh, congratulations, Harold. That's great.
We've already had our first meeting. I see.
Worse than the burns I got working nights as a fry cook to help put you through college. Worse than the time...
All right, Ma. I'll have the surgery. You win. You always win. But you don't play fair.
That's why I always win.
Dorothy, would you please check my list and see if I forgot to invite anybody to my Moonlight Madness party?
Sure. The women.
Pardon me?
The women. You invited 12 men and no women.
Now, Dorothy, I know what you're thinking, but Rose and Sophia are coming. You'll have somebody to talk to.
Was that a plumber?
No, Ma, no. It was a little girl selling Girl Scout toilets.
You let a plumber get away?
We don't need him.
Like hell. I'm going after him.
Come on, Dorothy, let's move this little beauty.
Okay. Oh, it's just this flu is making me crazy.
Oh, it's gotten to all of us. Do you know that we have been at each other's throats for 2 days?
I've been the worst.
I hope you two can forgive me.
Oh, girls, let's make a pact. Let's promise we're going to help each other get through this mess.
Would I be too big a nerd if I asked...
Learning to get in touch with my emotions.
Tell me, will it take long? You know, you're reading my Newsweek.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Dorothy, I see you met Milton.
Oh, yes. We were just getting acquainted, dumping Rosie's driftwood.
Oh, no, Dorothy, no. Dorothy, did you have...
How could I? I mean, it always seemed to happen before I was in the room.
Look what we've eaten. Oh, and I can't sleep on a full stomach.
Dude, look at what time it is. Would you
See me drive home. Come on, baby. 1, 2. Those in petite. Everybody can see you couldn't get those past your knees.
If you don't keep your voice down, I'm going to hit you in the head with this loin of pork.
Oh, Blanche, come on. $15.99. Now, this is just too extravagant. I'm not going in on this. But I warn you, I did time in Attica.
Attica's a men's prison.
I know. I was there a year before they found out.
Sorry, Chief. I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. Oh, Dorothy, that was magnificent. It was small consolation to find out years later there had been churn tampering involved.
Blanche. Rose, Blanche and I are going to the other end of the cell. Don't cross this line.
This is our slumber chamber, and here's my card. How may I be of service to you?
Well, Mr. Pfeiffer...
That's Pfeiffer. The P is not silent.
Mr. Pfeiffer...
On Sunday?
Rose, Gina's going to be with us for a week. Let's not have all the really big fun right away.
Hello there.
Blanche, this is my friend Jean.
Oh, I'm so glad to finally meet you, Jean.
You too, Blanche.
Dorothy has told us so much about you, I feel like we're bosom buddies.
Ma, not a word. Hi, Rose. Tell me, did you get a chance to play around with those lyrics I gave you?
Yeah, listen to this.
Hey, that sounds great. Let's take it from the top.
From the top. Oh, that sounds so musical.
Oh, thank God this mess is over. I couldn't see a thing through this crap.
Well, I'm all packed and ready to go.
Good, I'll have your lunch done in a minute. Oh, I'm going to miss you very much.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you too, Mom.
Are you sure you won't let me drive you to the airport?
No, I'll be fine. Dorothy, Sophia, thank you for having me.
Don't thank me, thank my grandson. This has been a great day, Mr. Matsumo.
Toshiro.
This has been a great day, Toshiro. And driving your lawn boy was so exciting.
It was disgusting. What do you girls want to do now?
Let's draw cards for the rest of the Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, no, it's those nasty boys.
Ladies, I hate to disturb you, but my friends and I would like to buy you a drink.
Why, thank you.
Blanche!
Oh, I'm sorry. Who the hell is this? Dorothy, nice to hear from you. How's the vacation? Good. Well, nothing's happening here. Take care.
You ladies should be grateful. It was our superior sailing skill that saved your lives.
Hanging on to the mast and screaming, "Please, God, take the old ladies, but don't hurt us." That does not qualify as skill.
Look, ladies, we've taken all the guff we're gonna take off of you.
No, you knew about that a long time ago. Nolan told me. And he said you were the one that was lousy.
Take
Will, come on, girls, now, let's examine our priorities. We have no food, water, or shelter. Besides, I also slept with Nolan on that fateful trip. You? Come on, that does it. Come on, out. Come on, out. Move it, out, right now. Oh, come on, now this isn't fair. Come on, now.
Dorothy, is Blanche around?
No, she hasn't come in yet.
Good. Then we can talk about the banquet. How's everything going?
Just fine. She doesn't suspect a thing.
I can't wait to see her face when she finds out the banquet is to honor her for all the good work she's done around here.
I can't either.
Well, I'm going to finish the speech I'm writing for Blanche.
Blanche, would it be all right if I borrowed my beaded purse? Yeah, sure. Dorothy, what are we going to do?
Well, we certainly can't let Rose go out with a guy who said yes to a date with a woman who just picked his name out of a phone book.
You say that like nobody ever does it.
To the French Club. But you know, for the last 15 years, I've been asking myself, is that enough? And about a week ago, I answered myself with a big fat no.
Good for you, Isaac. It takes a special man to talk to himself like that.
Well, merci. That's French for thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
How would you like to go home for a little while and spend Christmas Eve with your family?
Oh, I'd love to. Wait a
No,
second.
if you trust us, we'd be happy to watch the place while you're gone.
Ooh. Can you cook?
Are you black? It's my treat.
With rainbow sprinkles, they're 5 cents extra.
What the hell? I'm a sport. Rose, are you still here? Dorothy's due back with Angela.
She's just a little edgy because we've been taking care of you for 2 months. You've been eating us out of house and home and making life generally unbearable.
That's not a very charitable view to take. What are you making for lunch?
Listen here, mister, we've been more than charitable. In the village my ancestors came from, if a man was bad company...
Up to contact.
You expect me to believe that you don't wear contacts?
She dropped my contact. You see, I happened to run into Dorothy downtown, and I mentioned to her that I'd run out of contact solution. And she said that she had plenty of it here at the house because she doesn't wear them. So here we are.
Oh, okay.
Here it is, I found it.
You found what?
The lens, which I'm now going to rinse out in the solution that we have too much of.
Thank goodness you're here. I made up that ridiculous explanation, hoping I'd run into you. So you live here too?
Knows how many other women he took advantage of.
Ladies, I can explain, but now is not the time.
I will tell you what time it is. Time for a hanging. Somebody get me a rope.
And a tree from props.
Wait a minute, let me speak.
I want you to go slow and pace yourself.
That's what I used to tell your father. The only thing he did faster than eat was make love. And in both cases, before I was finished, he'd pat his stomach and say, I've had enough. I wish you girls would help me get this house ready to walk. Fine, rub it in. You and Tony have been fooling around all day. That's a lie. I've been out shopping all day. In your bathrobe? I came home, I took a shower. Kill me. Why do you think I came over here?
Well, I'll explain it all later. Right now, I have to go pour on a little Southern charm. And if that doesn't work, I might have to eat a little Yankee Crow.
I don't like the look on your face.
Bad. A freak one-time thing. By the next morning, everything was back to normal. You mean to tell me that every morning? Charlie said that's why we didn't have headaches and we both had really shiny.
Bill Charmer, you know that?
Oh, you lady die. Come on.
Do me a favor, join the bomb squad. Oh, God, I'm crazy nuts about this guy. Most fun.
Fun? Oh, my pulse was racing, my heart was pounding. I could barely get my breath. I think that's the most fun I've ever had standing up. No, I take it back. There was that one time on that 740. Okay.
Just stay down. This is Mullins. I need an ambulance and backup at the Richmond Street Stakeout. My partner's been shot.
Oh!
Yeah, you know, at first I was really scared.
I need to hear this.
No, what you don't need to hear is what goes on in the cockpit.
Hey, come on. Goodbye, Oliver. Bye, Jen.
Poor kid.
I know, but we definitely did the right thing, didn't we?
Absolutely.
You really think so?
I don't know.
George, would you take a look at this?
This is a family discussion.
Morning.
Directions on the blackboard in the kitchen.
Ow, my tooth!
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Stay away from the food on the table. It's wax.
Hi, Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, I didn't know you were coming over. Would you bring the kids?
No, actually, I wanted a chance to talk to you alone.
Sal, Dorothy's here.
Is it serious?
Very. If I can't afford a new fall wardrobe, I'll never land myself a doctor. No offense, Marty.
You know, Blanche, sometimes I don't think you're serious about me.
Don't be silly. I love you as much as I could any dry cleaner.
No, I can't go on.
No, now you have to, Marty. Just a little while longer and I'll have that $1,000 and you will have a wonderful story to tell your poker club.
No, I'm sorry, Blanche, I quit.
Don't you dare.
No, I quit.
Don't you dare leave the dance floor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like couple number 29 is out of the competition. And that little lady on the...
Welcome,
Hi, Dorothy.
I don't know.
Oh, honey, please. We're really sorry.
Well, I might forgive you, but I can't speak for Baby.
Is there something we can do to smooth things over?
Well, a kiss on the nose might be a nice gesture.
Oh, I never can stay mad at you, silly goose.
What's going on?
Baby's going home. Woman's attention. It won't be because of what is in that bottle. But if it does, I'll sell my mother for an ounce. Girls, look what I found under my bed.
Gee, that's some...
On rice?
Right, maybe she's a little lax in the housework.
She is more than a little lax. She's habitually late, she's broken quite a number of glasses, and she threw out People magazine before I had a chance to read it.
But, Dorothy, look at all the wonderful things that have happened since Marguerite started working here.
I have one thing in black that isn't see-through.
Boy, Dorothy, it's good you got over your fear of flying.
Oh, right.
Oh, the way you used to carry on. Remember when we went to your Uncle Michael's wedding in Arizona? Right before we boarded the plane, you threw yourself on the ground, kicking and screaming?
One you.
Please, look at his nose. Of course he's Italian.
I'm still confused about the Operation Guilt.
Actually, we're divorced.
Oh, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. Love your shirt.
Nice.
For somebody else.
Blanche, I didn't steal your date. Ted told me that the two of you had absolutely nothing in common.
Well, obviously, he's dull, boring, and has dubious taste, to say the least.
That is conclusions. Besides, it's none of your business anyway. Good night.
Shafter, party of three. Ted, I told Dorothy about Acapulco. You heard me make the reservations? Yes, and I think it's a terrible mistake.
You mean it's true?
Well, yes.
I don't know what to say.
I hope you'll say yes.
Ted, I think there's something you should know about Dorothy. She snores like a freight train.
Who cares? She's still a great gal.
Hey, Guy, you're a wealthy doctor. You could have gorgeous women crawling at your feet. Why waste your time?
Watch me work my magic babe.
Good afternoon. My name is Wendell Murray. I'll be conducting your audit today.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dorothy Zbornak. This is my ex-husband, Stanley.
Wendell! Pies.
You'll just have to go on without me.
Go on without you. Honey, this is not a wagon train. This is a double date. It doesn't work that way. It's a both of us or nothing.
You'll just have to cancel your date, too.
Cancel my date? With Larry? Oh, Dorothy, how long have you been here with her? It's not easy living with somebody who's always so together. She's so efficient, so organized. She even balances her checkbook.
Since when is competence a crime?
Look, Dorothy cannot be blamed for being capable.
Well, she doesn't have to lord it over us and criticize us for not living pepperoni to bring to her family's table. She gets hysterical. She starts to run. She runs through the field, the meadow, over the hill until she comes to a raging river filled with pepperoni swimming upstream.
Pepperoni swimming upstream?
Yeah, I know it's odd. Pepperoni is a land meat.
I'm upset because we haven't told her the truth about Buddy.
I thought everything turned out all right. She gave him the brush off. She didn't give him any money. He didn't even take the watch.
I know, but we're letting her live with a lie.
So a little lie gave her a lot of pleasure. What harm does that do?
Oh, I don't know.
Then what's the problem?
It doesn't seem...
Airport, I was thinking about what you said. How much courage it took for you to say it. That's when I realized how much you must really love me. Oh, baby. Mama, you were right about Jeremy, too. I can do better. Just took someone who loved me to point it out.
Let's go tell the girls the good news. They're out in the kitchen having cheesecake. Oh, Mr. Rose.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Sister Blanche.
Nice to meet you, Sister Blanche.
We're here collecting lingerie for needy, sexy people.
I just heard on TV.
Apology accepted. Let's go.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Ma's been feeling a little down lately, so I invited her to play golf with us.
Oh, wonderful. Glad to have you along, Sophia.
I know.
So, Sophia, tell me, have you played much?
Have I played? Have I played?
Me neither. I'm worried about Ma.
Oh, I guess she didn't take the news too well about not going to the Bahamas.
Dorothy still hasn't told her.
Well, honey, it's been days. What are you waiting for?
She's so thrilled about going. How can I tell her that she's not invited? I'm not going on the trip.
Dorothy, I think you're making a mistake.
She's upset because Jimmy Swaggart can't cover his motel bill.
Of course I'm upset about Al. I don't know what to do.
Well, I know what I'd say if a man asked me to sail around the world.
Please, you can't get anybody to ask you out for a cup of coffee.
It was just a little joke, Al. I laugh at all yours.
No, I'm serious. I'm seasick.
You mean it? We're still docked.
I can't sail around the world. I guess there's no adventure in me. I'm sorry, Rose.
Well, don't be sorry. Look what you were about to do.
You were a child. Hey, we had comic books in Sicily. My favorite was Benito the Hood. He lived in the forest with his band of merry thugs. Benito was very popular.
You mean because he stole from the rich and gave to the poor?
I said Benito the Hood, not Benito the Idiot. He stole from everyone and kept it for himself.
The real reason I wanted to marry him was because his oldest daughter was a rival of mine at cheerleading. And I figured if I married Deck, I'd be her mama. I could kick her off the squad. Anyway, I remember the next day I was in the rec hall when Deck came in. Look, I'm paying my daughter a visit.
For Mother's Day? Me too. Oh, not just my daughter. All of my children. They chipped in and paid for my trip from Miami. They figured it'd be cheaper for me to come here than for all of them to fly there.
They figured that out? You celebrate your way, I'll celebrate mine. They'll stop. Even surgical stockings only have so much elastic. Hello. I thought you two would be asleep by now. Girl. I am. I'm fighting a losing battle. You're younger, you're prettier. In the end, he'll choose you and it'll break my heart. He's yours, Blanche. No hard feelings.
Oh, Sophia, wait. Why don't you take Fidel? I have all those other boyfriends.
Okay, good.
It means you won't get your diploma.
Yeah? Well, you have a big behind.
Oh, Rose, please, let's try to keep this at an adult level. And if you want to talk behinds, they could show how the West was won on yours.
That's right. Well, it's true. Now, I learned that during my sorority years when I was dating Mr. Preston Bougainvillea. Lord, the teasing that boy put up with.
Because of his name.
No, because of his ears. He had these long, floppy ears. Kind of like a bat.
What do you want to do instead?
I know. Let's rent an adult video, drink mimosas, and French kiss the pillows.
I don't think so, Blanche.
Fine, I'm out of ideas. You think of something.
How about if we rearrange the furniture in the living room?
Got him down to his trust. I've seen his trust. It's impressive. The first time he showed it off, I thought he had a turkey platter in his pants. Besides, today's my day at the hospital. You're not feeling good? Please, I haven't felt good since Hugh Downs left the Today Show. That's got nothing to do with it.
Hey, look.
Orphanage, taking in the homeless, running them soup kitchens.
Emma did all that. Oh, she's a saint. How did I ever beat her?
Rose, there's something we have to tell you. You see, what Blanche and I did was, well...
Rose, what Dorothy's trying to say is that we just...
Blanche, hand me my robe.
Now listen, we love you two a lot, but you've been here for 3 weeks, and this living arrangement is not working out.
I guess we forgot how hard it is to live with a man in the house.
Why? What did I do?
Well, you snore, you don't pick up after yourself, and you hardly ever remember to lift up the toilet seat. But this is wonderful news, Dorothy. It wasn't your fault. And with the insurance money, Max and Sophia can build again, bigger and better than ever. Oh, from these ashes a phoenix will rise, stronger, healthier, more vibrant, more successful than before. About how nice you were to my brother and how proud I am to have such a sweet person as my friend. Now I can't say it.
Well, sure you can.
No, I can't. You just ruined it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I forgive you, Rose.
You think? I don't get it. Neither does Rose. You mean you've been seeing him for over a month and you two haven't done it? He hasn't made one move. Of course, there was the time we were out to dinner, and I thought he was coming on a little strong all of a sudden.
Friends, we're here to listen. I mean, we've all spoken at one time or another about a sexual problem.
Not me.
It's not your fault, and it's not Ernie's. I mean, we've all been with a man who couldn't perform.
Not me. I just cruise with some longtime gentleman friends, and if we decide to be intimate, then we'll be prepared. We are not embarrassed, we're not uncomfortable, we are not humiliated. We're going to walk out of here today with our heads held high, secure in the knowledge that what we have done is morally and socially responsible. And sex.
Obviously, it fell off the wagon.
And onto a naval base.
It was just after I'd lost George, and it just seemed an appropriate thing to do.
Of course it did. And your husband had just died.
So what? I started feeling those awful stirrings and urgings. I was like a spring blooming peach bud just ripened to dewy fruition, waiting to be plucked by the first handsome man to come my way.
You were looking for some nookie.
Exactly. Look at you, girl. Terrific little figure, gorgeous hair, perfect skin, just like looking in the mirror.
Get some Windex. How was your trip?
Oh, it was wonderful. I met a gorgeous single doctor on the plane.
That thing slides back and you look like you just had a facelift.
Oh, you're right, I'm gorgeous. I'm gonna have to meet men lying down.
I thought you did.
Of course, that way, not only does your face...
Top mental. My daughter may be no spring chicken, and her jaw might crack when she chews. And she may have noticeable trouble digesting raw vegetables. But one thing she's not is mental.
Thanks, Mom.
What am I gonna do? My God, I'm hallucinating.
No, you did, Blanche. All I ever wanted was to be special. I thought this would do it. I thought I'd publish a novel and I'd be special. Of course, I've always been special because of my looks, but they won't last forever. I have to be realistic. Another 20 or 30 years.
I wonder why it is people don't like to hire older women.
Probably makes them feel uncomfortable. You know, they feel like they're bossing their mothers around. Ma, stop that! It's understandable.
Excuse me?
Can I help you?
Rose Nyland to see Terry Franco.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Nyland. I'm Terry.
Hi. It was so nice of Mr. Moss to see me on such short notice.
I'm sorry. Maybe you misunderstood me on the phone.
You're Miss Lips.
Anyway, Ma told me that once I started shaving, I'd never be able to stop. I mean, she said I'd regret it for the rest of my life because my legs would have bristles.
I was right. By the time you were 16, I could grate cheese on your knees.
Well, Ilsa sat on his compass, and they got so lost they walked to Finland. And that's when Canute said you can't go home again.
Well, that's very,
Stupid!
Rose. Rose.
Dorothy, honey, sit down. Pacing isn't gonna help.
I just can't stop thinking about Ma.
Look at that! Perfect! 98.6.
Yep, that's what it looks like to me.
Darling, I do feel something for you. I think maybe I always have.
I knew it.
But I don't believe it's love. Not the way you mean it. The only thing we've talked about tonight and ever since I got here is George. Now, I love...
The mole on his cheek sells insurance in New York City?
Yes!
You didn't miss much.
The point is, I didn't do any of the things on my list. I mean, all my dreams went unfulfilled. You know, the other day I was talking to Helen Colquist. She said she...
Just playing a little practical joke.
What kind of a person plays a joke like that? If you want to play a joke, you ring somebody's doorbell and run away. Well, you short the leg on somebody's walker so it wobbles. Or you arrange for somebody to go on a long car trip with Rose.
Oh, fine. Hey, you don't have a thing to worry about. You won't even have to think about Blanche. Because if you're going to be at that funeral, I refuse to go. For Dorothy.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Boy, Blanche, I didn't realize you were such a big spender.
Go ahead, Dorothy, you go.
Okay, I buy 4. He was really some character. Oh, look at us.
Oh, boy, your father sure looked stupid.
Stupid, Ma, this was one of your favorite pictures. Oh, Pop looks so proud.
The idiot's dressed like an organ grinder.
Yes, he is. Remember, we had no money.
That hurt.
Dorothy! Sal, do something about your daughter.
Dorothy, come over here.
There I was, drenched. And someone yelled out, "Hey, don't you have enough sense to come in out of the rain?" But then it hit me. And when I went home to St. Olaf, I passed on this bit of street smart savvy. The next thing you know, in St. Olaf, the inn thing, I don't deserve these kinds of problems.
Oh, honey, maybe I can help. I live to help. I'm a great friend, contrary to popular belief.
Miles can't take me to the wedding. He's going to be out of town at a teaching seminar. Now I can't go.
Well, that shouldn't keep you from going.
Oh, I have my reasons. It's a long story.
On exactly the same position.
Not exactly. I'm 5 years older. And nobody wants me around.
Oh, honey, we want you around. We just can't afford to pay you.
Rose, look at me. Rose, listen, you are feeling sorry for yourself. Sure, you're 5 years old.
The hell you talking about?
Blanche and I read Rose's diary.
And she wrote some terrible things about us in there.
About you? I didn't write anything about you. I didn't even know you when I kept that diary.
What are you talking about?
That was my 4-H diary. I kept it one summer when I raised 2 pigs for the county fair.
You kept a diary about raising 2 pigs.
You know another way to get a 4-H pig diary badge?
You know, even surgical stockings only have so much elastic. Hello.
Very sorry.
I had artificial insemination. It's not like I slept with every man in town.
Chew it carefully, Mom. Like they taught you at Shady Pines.
A little more to the left.
Mom, wake up. You're having a nightmare.
Oh, I dreamt I was in bed with Mel Gibson and Kim Basinger was to my right.
Go to sleep, Ma.
It's been 14 hours. Just a sip of water, Dorothy.
Go to sleep.
Sophia, I really appreciate you coming down here today, but maybe I better give it just one more try with Abby.
Rose, you're wasting your time.
Wait, no, just let me try. And then if you sense that I'm starting to pull back, here, just squeeze my arm. Gotcha. I mean, why should I? My Charlie is dead, and nobody's giving me a second chance. Listen, Blanche, I know what it's like to have a husband suddenly taken. I never had a chance to say all those things I would have wanted to say. Well, you must know how that feels.
Yes, but after fatal mistake. I just wanted to hear someone say I love you to me one more time.
Oh, Ma. Would it make you feel better if I told you I love you?
Yeah, all of a sudden I feel like singing. Take me to a piano bar. I'm going to sleep. If Tony calls...
I know. I bet you do undercover work.
And I'll bet he does it damn well.
You'll have to excuse my mother. She survived a slight stroke, which left her, if I can be frank, a complete burden.
Why don't we all go out to the kitchen and get something to drink?
That sounds good. Say, have you ladies known Blanche for a long time?
Oh, yes. You're in luck. She just loves policemen. He thought the baby was mine. I just didn't correct him.
Well, it's not a lie. I'm just withholding the truth.
Blanche, how could you do that?
Because over the past couple of weeks, I've really gotten to like him. And if I go back now and tell him the truth, he'll think I'm a liar.
Oh, what a Hey, Lottie, are you full of it?
Who married my great-aunt Anna Lou Sellers, cousin to Claude Liverday, who begat Elizabeth Blassingame.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say Claude Liverday?
Yes?
My great-grandfather told stories of Claude Liverday.
I know that guy. That's just a stage name.
So, Ted, did I hear someone say you were a doctor?
He's not just a doctor. He happens to be one of the top neurosurgeons in the Midwest.
Actually, I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk about the pilot because when I was living in London, I'd watch American television, I'd watch Mary Tyler Moore, and especially soap. I noticed the work of a certain person, and I said, God, if I had the opportunity to have that kind of material and those kind of actors, I'd like to think that's how I would do it. And I would check the credits all the time, and it was...
I think it is painfully clear that Philip and Gloria both planned murders and each meant to pin it on the other. They knew that the lights would be turned off when the cake appeared because that happens every year. Coincidence? Ha! Siblings often think alike.
You've given us a who, a how.
Well, we're off to a bad start.
Won't you come in? May I help you?
Yeah, I got a call from Lois Nyland.
Oh, that's Rose Nyland. Rose, as in a series of seats in a movie theater.
Or the flower.
Well, yeah, that too.
Well, put her in a bear suit with pom-poms. Do the growl, pussycat. Come on, do the growl. That's it, that's it.
Now, it so happens I was their good luck charm. They won a lot of games with me in that suit.
Sure, the other team was always afraid we'd send in the bear.
Blanche, please, it's getting late.
Dorothy's right. You really have had a chance to say goodbye.
But I can't say goodbye.
Oh, Blanche.
Oh, Dorothy, I know, but there's something I haven't told you about this room, something I haven't said because I was afraid you'd think I was weird. My Grammy. Good night, Grammy. Standing up with his clothes on. He could be
anybody.
Please, Dorothy.
Oh, all right.
Can I come?
Sure, Mom.
Oh, boy, we're going to the living room. We don't have much of a life, do we, Dorothy?
But the first night the sirens went off, I got scared. And there was this nurse that I talked to.
Oh, how could you, Ben? Bill.
I swear it didn't mean a thing.
Was she beautiful?
Not...
He followed me home, Ma. Can I keep him? Can I, huh?
Dorothy, what's going on here?
Ma, this is Don. Don, my mother. Ma, Don plays George in Beatlemania.
And Paul, when Ernie's sick.
Rose, I don't think I'll be needing it.
Well, okay, Miss Know-It-All. But if Alex Trebek asks you what years Ulf Horwald was on the student council back to back, don't come crying to me.
1946 and 47. I intend to win this. I never want to go through that again.
At least we got the shoes. And the balloon, and you didn't have to pay extra.
I just had to swear that I would never take you back again.
Shimshak makes you swear that every year.
In blood?
You're still mad at me, aren't you?
Yes, I'm mad at you. Every time you come into my life, something bad happens.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You know, I wish we can go back to the beginning, try again, go back to that first apartment. We didn't have much, but we were happy to have our own place.
Those were good times.
Remember, ESP, energy, smile, personality. They like me. Dearly beloved, we are assembled here in the sight of God and these witnesses to join this man and this woman in matrimony, to marry them, husband and wife, and cherish her as long as you both shall live.
I do.
And Dorothy, do you take this man to be your wedded husband? Do you promise to love, support, and cherish him as long as you both shall live?
I do.
May we have the ring, please? Repeat after me. With this ring,
you.